Love. All strive, SHALAM, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 126th Street. Commanding General YAHANNA. Look at it. We got a safe haven for Americans, and it's not in the Christian church, it's not in the Muslim mosque, it's not in the Dutch community, but it is in the UPK. I'm the tell them
Hold on street, they try to get me. If they could, they'd split me. I respect the game, keep it to the street. I move around, so it's hard to hit me in the highways, in the byways. Doing Lord work, it ain't my way. Never will I celebrate no wicked pagan holidays. Cause we break new commandments, some heathens living fast. No shrimp, crab, pork, or lobster, don't eat none of that. Devil's proud and tall, Trump building that wall. It's the final call, Babylon gon' fall. I'm so serious about these precepts. I memorize my family, my old friends. They see me, they be so surprised. I'm on that other level. I changed my life. I'm doing it right. Demons come back 7 times worse. You gotta be ready for that fight. Selling your soul to the devil. That's something you can't afford. Ain't no game. You serve the Lord twice. You walk around with my sword. I'm energized. Gotta build this enterprise. You can see it all in my eyes. America full of the high lies. So we lost in the world in the eyes. I'm free for a better day. You got my brother in the state. And the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say, you're the I'm free every single day. It's my brothers in the UPKHOUSTON. And the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say, we're the warriors. I'm free for a better day. Me and my brother in the state. And the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say, we're the warriors. I'm free every single day. It's my brothers in the UPKHOUSTON. And the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say, we're the warriors. Then I decided to be a Muslim with all of the pain my people went through. I was a Black Panther, but now I'm not him. The hell was a red, black, and green. Now I know what it means. And the conscious community is unconscious, living in the dream. So I figured I'd be walking. Ain't nobody stopping them. Till I heard Command General YAHANNA speak, and he dropped the gym. Who are the Israelites? I don't know. I was a street gangbanger. Black Latino gang Indians. I found that out that it was a game changer. So I called Officer YAHANNA. He said, call back to YAHANNA. He told me that I.S.U.P.K was always true, second to none. Started off a young man, get my 9 days, ain't got my name. Everything I wore up was in all black. I was Superman. I worked real hard to hit them demons off of my chest. Studied to show myself a proof I was had to take my officer's test. It was the Lord's will I passed, shattered the lies, break the glass, took a life, I accept the task. Now I'm a priest teaching class. I'm free for a better day. Me and my brother in the state. And the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say, we're the warriors. I'm free every single day. It's my brothers in the UPK. And the Lord never go astray. I'm proud to say, we're the warriors.
Keeping those streets on the wood in the wood. I am side. Oh, it's your home. Got to be the UPKHOUSTON. I feel 49 and 23.
Clap it up. All right. This is Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. We started out at 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA since 1969, educating Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, and West Indians from North, Central, and South America, educating them on their heritage, their true heritage, which is comprised of laws, statutes, commandments in the Bible. You can check the level when I'm talking, make sure it's right. And you checked it? Okay. And using this Bible, the Holy Bible, King James Version 1611, right? Not the NIV, not the King James New Edition Revised Version, none of that, right? Not the English was an International American Translation, whatever it is. What is it?
They got a Queen James Version.
Yeah, they got it. Well, yeah, you're right. They got a Queen James version, the way that they took all of the homosexual scriptures that's in the Bible, they taking them out. You see what I'm saying? And so they freestyling, right? And the Lord said, if you take out of this Bible, right, you're gonna receive the plagues that's in the Bible, right?
That's right.
That's why they die of AIDS and any other disease that's not located in this Bible. They die from it, right? But using this Bible, we know for a fact that we can stop gang violence in our street, right? We want to have any, RIP to all the brothers, the rappers, the Mo Threes and the Young Dolphs and the King Vons, the list goes on. The Tupacs, the Biggies, all of them that die. You see what I'm saying? Because of the gang violence and us wanting to kill each other to be bad, and we learn that culture from heathens. That's not a part of our culture. This Bible right here, this holy Bible that we read is for a reason, man. It has laws in it and morals, and it gives us ethical values, right? To where we can learn to be responsible and learn how to love each other as brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? You have an alt with somebody, let it burn. You know what I'm saying? Why not let it burn and then get it right with your brother and sister, right? But to go and kill them senselessly is absolutely uncalled for, and you shouldn't be doing that, right? So the Bible tells us how to treat each other, right? Tells us how, if we get into it with our brother and sister, it shows the children of Israel, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to do what they've never done before, which is learn how to forgive. I'm saying not only just forgive, learn to forget. Forgive and forgetting go hand in hand. A lot of people say that, as far as amongst the Israelites, I'll forgive him, but I ain't gonna never forget. Well, then you haven't forgive him then, And so, and that right there caused somebody to be real bitter, right? And that's how demons build up. You don't let that that energy transfer, or that unclean spirit transfer onto you. You know what I'm saying? Again, Captain Isupk says it all the time, right? We say it in the prayer. And inside of that prayer, it says what? The Lord's Prayer says what? Anybody know what it says? Go ahead, Yahanan.
Like you say, it says, forgive our trespasses as if we
Forgive our debts, right?
forgive our debts.
Right. What else it say?
As we forgive our debtors.
Right. So what does that mean?
Treat our brother as which we wanted to be treated, sir.
That's close, but bring me around to it. Somebody give me the mic.
Like it, sir. So we wronged the Most High God, meaning we didn't keep His law, statutes, commandments, and we want to ask the Lord for forgiveness. So we should also forgive our brothers.
Right. Yeah. Give the brother a hand. That's what they're saying. Right. So you can't ask the Lord to forgive you, because all of us deserve death for the sins that we've done. Right. So you're asking the Lord, please forgive me, but you're not willing to forgive somebody else. You see what I'm saying? That's a hypocrite. Right? So you don't want to be like that. You want to forgive no matter who hurt you, no matter who wronged you, no matter who molested you. You have to learn how to forgive and forget if you want the Lord to do that for you. And that's real growth right there. Some people ain't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? That's why in the I.S.U.P.K, many are chosen, but it's only a few that's picked. You see what I'm saying? So this is not an easy walk, because love hurts. Love is pain. And in order to love your brother, you have to, and your sister, you are not excluded from this. In order for you to love your brother and your sister, it hurts. But then you become a better person. And that's what that would actually keep our marriages together. Right? You do something to your sister or your brother, because that's who you're marrying anyway. Right? You do something to your significant other, however y'all want to say it. You do something to the woman, she do something to the man. Let's say it like that. Then they shouldn't bicker amongst each other and want to end the relationship. And once you find out how to deal with each other, and just because you have an argument and you realize, through this argument, we're not going to break up regardless. No matter what obstacle comes toward us, no matter what heated debate and argument we get into, we're not going to break up. And it teaches you how to deal with it teaches you how to deal with the woman. Teach the woman how to deal with the man. Because that's not in the back of your head. Love and hip hop is not in the back of your mind. You know what I'm saying? One of the movies that you've seen on Netflix is not in the back of your mind. They're saying Maury Show and all that crap. It's not in the back of your mind, right? What's in the back of your mind is what you said, which is the golden rule. Like the golden rule is what? Say it again. I know you know the golden rule, right?
So I got the rule said, forgive our debts.
No, that's not the golden rule.
Or the golden rule is forgive our brothers. Because because we ask him for the most high. We ask him the most high to forgive.
Go to Luke 6:31. That's the golden rule. I got a little bit of General Highs in me. You're gonna have to show a precept. You're not gonna slip by saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? All right, so so go to that. All right, go to Luke chapter 6, verse 31. Let's see what that says. And I hope I'm telling you all the right verse. This pops in my head, right?
That's right.
Oh, I'm right? Okay. Well, the Lord is right. I ain't right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 6, verse 31.
Uh-huh.
And as ye would that men should do to you, do ye also to them.
Right.
Likewise.
Right. So treat people what?
How you want to be treated.
Right. That's the golden rule. You treat somebody else like you want to be treated. That's why Christ specified to love one another, which segues into my title today. See? Which is you have to keep the laws of God. To love your brother, to love your sister. That's a law.
Right.
That's a commandment. Right? And America is falling now because of why? Anybody know why America's falling right now? Is it because we're warring with other nations, or go ahead, get a brother to mic. Hey, is that mic coming through good too with the test? Okay, just making sure. All right.
So lucky, America is falling because America, our oppressor has no brotherhood amongst themselves. They're divided amongst themselves. That's why they have Democrat and Republican. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right. Get a brother hand. That's exactly right. Right? And Christ said, kingdom shall fight against kingdom, right? What's that? Kingdom shall rise against kingdom. Somebody get that. Where is that at? Anybody know where that's at? Kingdom shall rise against kingdom. Right? It's in Matthew. I shouldn't even told you that. Speak up, Ox. Go ahead. That's right. And what y'all have to do, I can like when you remember these scriptures, you're gonna have to associate it with something. Right? That's the only thing, that's the only way you're gonna remember. Now 7, it's easy. Whenever a scripture's in the Bible's got the number 7 in it. That's easy for me. Whether it's the chapter or the verse. Right? But like if it's 24, I may have something significant happen when I was 24. Or I'll make up something. There's 24 chairs in here. Stuff like that. So when you do hear it again, whether it's a week, a month, or even a year from now, what you associated it with is gonna pop up. But you trying to remember Matthew 24:7, I doubt that pops up. But 24 lighters on my dresser, it's really 25. But that'll help you remember it. I'm just saying, right? That's a little brain stuff that I do to help me remember things like that, right? Okay, so where that came from. All right, so somebody read it. Tell them where you at.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation.
What Christ said?
For nation shall rise against nation.
Now, first of all, we're going to always remember what YAHANNA said. Right? Because his word is solid.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? He is the example that we need to walk by. Right? And we're gonna get that verse next. So Christ said to keep the commandments. What do you think we should do? Keep the commandments.
That's right.
Because Christ fulfilled the law. And we're gonna go into what the word fulfill means. We're gonna find out what it means for once. Right? And we have a lot of church Christians. The church Christians do what? Fulfill to them means what? Go ahead, do all y'all.
Like if I made it, that means they can sin all they want.
That's it. That's what that means. Fulfill means they can sin all they want to. That's exactly what fulfill means. You know what I'm saying? Fulfill means they can sin and do whatever they want to when they get ready to do it. That's what sin means.
Right.
Sin means I can eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster because Christ already did it. Christ did it. I don't have to do it.
Right.
Christ was the one who died. Let him do that. Me, I'm the king. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Right.
Christ died for me. I'm better. I'm better than Christ. That's what it makes you think in your head. Christ died for you to show you that you should have a humble and contrite spirit, and the one who's greater serves his brother, right? And the one who's what? A servant serves the master. That's a law. They go hand in hand. They are intrinsically connected together. That's why a lot of people read the Bible who don't know the Bible. First thing they say is what? That's a white man wrote that book.
Right.
Why? Because they run straight to Peter. Because in the book of Peter it say, slaves obey your masters. Man, it's a white man wrote that. Not knowing that they were writing to the nation of Israel of how we should act and treat amongst each other. For us to respect those that are in authority over you. Then when you go 3 or 4 verses down, anybody know what it say? 3 or 4 verses down, not you do all y'all. Anybody know what it say 3 or 4 verses down? What it say? It says slaves obey your masters. When you go a little bit further down, a few verses down, guess what it says? For the sake of time, I'll give it to you so we can stay focused. It says, masters, treat your servants right or well. Obey your servants. So servants obey your masters, and as masters obey your servants. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So it's talking about the way we should treat each other. You see what I'm saying? That's all. It's not talking about the white man wrote the Bible, he controls everything. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the order and the structure of how we should treat each other to where we can have order and infrastructure in our kingdom, man.
Right.
That's all. It's like the Bible's real simple. It's not complicated. Go ahead.
It's like, if I may, so what you're saying is so heavy too, because just like you was bringing out that golden rule in Luke,
Right.
It goes right after that to talk about how the sinners do. And
Right.
how like they, you know what I'm saying, they only care about people that can do for them.
That's right.
Instead of caring about, you know what I'm saying, like the spirit of what you bringing out is serving the men that the Lord puts above you.
That's it.
Because they in that position to serve you.
That's right. That's right. And we could jump all around because it says what? In Hebrews chapter 13, verses 16 and 17, it says that the ones who are above you, you have to check in with them and respect those brothers and submit, you know what I'm saying, to that authority because they watch over your souls. It goes both ways, right? Me being camp leader over Austin, something happens to any of my men, the first one gonna call me Captain Yahtazar. Then he could get it from the one who's over him. You see what I'm saying? So we have to watch it, and I have to report to someone who's over me, like you all report to me. That's what that verse is saying. You see what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. There's no big me's and little you's not in here. All of us deserve death. Every last one of us. And no matter how much righteousness you do, your righteousness is as a filthy rag. And if you keep that, right? Yeah, I don't know what this is about. Yeah, and if you keep that attitude, then you'll be able to endure to the end. If not, then you might think you come in here and you graduated already. See what I'm saying? You might think that which is disrespectful to Command and General YAHANNA. Right. How can you come in the truth and then leave like you done did it already, like you went through and you learned everything, right? But yet you still want to. A lot of people that's what my age, they want to go back. A lot of people that's my age, they want to go back to college because they ain't learned it all. Life is forever learning. How you learned it all when you ain't learned how to die yet, right? Some people say, "Oh, man, I got this living thing down," but you ain't died yet, so you don't know how to do that yet. So you don't know everything. Now, once you die, how come you ain't living? You don't know how to live. You know what I'm saying? So if you were to die and be on the ground outside, you know it all, right? You got life, like you should just do something Christ did. 3 days just pop on up. But we don't have it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's talking about a physical death. A spiritual death, that's what we have to maintain every day. And the only way you're gonna do that is to do what? Keep the laws of God. That's our guidance. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it on your own. Lean not on your own understanding. That's straight up out the scripture. And that's a Bible. You know, that's what the Christians use. You can ride by just about any church and see that on the marquee outside. Right? You see what I'm saying? And they don't follow it at all. The first thing they do is lean on their own understanding. Right? The first thing the pastor do is lean on his own understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to get the truth going to a white Christian seminary theologian school.
All right.
You're not going to get the truth there. These are the same people that had Adam and Eve. I got the pictures in my old grandfather Bible, my grandmother Bible. You got two Caucasians, you know, with an apple in their hand, with Satan wrapped around the tree with an apple in his mouth, in some garden, butt naked, with some leaves covering their private parts. Because that's their interpretation of the Bible. Those people we should not be listening to.
That's right.
Because the Bible is the most poetical book on planet Earth. You see what I'm saying? It's the most poetical book on planet Earth. So our oppressor, they can't even understand how to break down Lil Wayne or Drake lyrics.
Right.
The metaphors is, you know, wow sometimes. So how they gonna understand the Bible, which is full of metaphors, which is full of allegories, you know what I'm saying? Which is full of parables, right? It's got, you know, reality breakdowns in it as well, figurative. Like, how are you going to know which one is which? You can't figure that out by yourself. Right. And that's what our preacher done. The preachers painted the Bible one way. Somebody read the Bible. Oh man, the Bible full of allegories. Right. The Bible is not full of allegories. Right. It has allegories in it, right, but it's not full of allegories. You see what I'm saying? The Bible has reality. The Bible has history. Everything is not just allegorical. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not figurative. You know what I'm saying? So, and everything is not history. You have some things that are what? Future prophecy. Right. You know what I'm saying? So the Bible is not one way. Now, this was written by holy men of God who spake while the word of the Lord was in them. The same thing that we do today. The same thing that we do today when we out on the corners. You see what I'm saying? And don't listen. They're not I.S.U.P.K. They're not grinding out here because we don't know if the Lord is with them. Because we have to go in dire straits, you know, murder territories in these neighborhoods. Right. Not just a Cunyon. Right. Hell, this is level 4, you know, cartel territory out here in Houston. Right. You see what I'm saying? So we don't want to just say that's an isolated area. That's why Captain Isupk was like, we deal with that all the time. He told the news. He told them we deal with this all the time. This is what we do. So we live in a dangerous neighborhood. Right. So we didn't even look at it like that. We shout out to a community to go handle some business. Right. Because why? We treat our brothers like we want to be treated. We have to keep the laws of God. So we have to render aid to our Haitian brothers. That's a law. You know what I'm saying? That's a law. Right? So, all right. So let's get where we were. You read that already? Okay. Read that verse when you get it.
Matthew 5 and 22, sir? Matthew 24 and 7. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Stop right there. It says nation shall rise against nation. Right? Nation shall rise against nation. That's a race war. Those are different races that are fighting against each other. My thing is, how in the hell is this a metaphor? Right. You see something like you can't do that to the Bible. That means you never read it. Right. And then when you get with somebody who really read it, you lose respect from that person. Because we studying here. We do this. We Israelite school, right? We're not here just pumping up at the mouth. You all have what? Notebooks open. You got pens. You got pads. We're taking notes. This is a school in here, man. That's why I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General YAHANNA is undefeated.
That's right.
So man, this is not something that we, just spur and spew out our mouth.
Right.
So nation against nation, that's not a metaphor. That's not an allegory. We have a race war going on right now. Period. We had Ahmaud Arbery, who was gunned down in the street. We're going to go look inside of a house that was being built. It wasn't even finished being built, an abandoned house. And then he's jogging down the street, jogging. And two white men murdered him. Shotgun put at him point blank range, blew his guts out on the streets, man. You see what I'm saying? That's a race war. You see what I'm saying? That's not an allegory. When the cops get it, everybody loves the red, white, and blue. Everybody loves it until the lights get behind you.
Right.
That's not allegory no more. Right. That's half the brothers in the hood riding around smoking and saying that. You know what I'm saying? Life is real. Go ahead, out back in the back.
It's like about me, sir. What you're saying so heavy too, because people don't think that the coronavirus in the Bible. They over there talking about stop Asian hate.
Right.
That's a race war.
That's right.
Asians get beat up all of a sudden by the other race. That's a nation. That's another nation against another nation.
So that's heavy. Get a brother hand with that. That's really what's going on, right? Diverting attention away from the children of Israel who have been hated for over 400 years here in America. We know on record. And then the white man has our oppressor rather has the audacity to put it in his history books. That's where we can find it at. Then when we see it, because we can read now. We're teaching our children. We see it. We're just talking about it. That's all we're doing is going on the street and talking about it. Not shooting, not killing, not feeding their babies to alligators, not doing anything that's physical. All we're doing is looking in here and reading, saying, look, we were slaves. Look, we were hung. Look, they played games with us and shot slingshots at us and had a game, right? Wow, look what they did to us. And they sold us over here. They put us in boxes and sold us like FedEx and Amazon Prime. That's how they did us. Wow, they put us on auction blocks. Then their people say, hold on, here, put that away. We need to rewrite the books. Yeah, no critical race theory taught in schools or anything like that. That's white supremacy. Right. That's an act of white supremacy. Meanwhile, the children that live today, our oppressors' children that live today, they exemplifying the same attributes and characters as their ancestors, just a different way. Why wouldn't you if you want to stop? The only way you're going to stop is to talk about it. That's common sense. We need to sit down as a council and talk about it. You know why we can't talk about it? Because there's nobody in that council that represents us, and I'm referring to the UN. Right. Who in the United Nations represents Black people? And we have the Black United Caucus. That's the biggest caucus ever. And who represents us? Right? A Christian Negro? No. They're not even a part of it. Right. See? And Hispanic brothers are not in the UN either. I wonder why. You see what I'm saying? But then you have this, the 7 heads, right? You have the 10 horns, all of that. And the European Union, all of that has nothing to do with helping Blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians and our West Indian brothers of North, Central, and South America to gather together, to come together, to have resources, to have a union for us to be able to be autonomous inside of a nation. They don't want us to be like, that's why they destroyed Black Wall Street. Right. Because when they destroyed Black Wall Street, that was considered to white people back then the Great Depression. But we were thriving. And it just wasn't in Chicago and New York. It was Chicago, New York, LA, it was all around. Talking about they never had a war on this soil. They bombed the places in Wall Street. They want us to not follow and keep the laws of God. They want King Von dead. They want Mo3 dead. They want what's the dude, Young Dolph dead. They wanted Tupac dead. They wanted Biggie fighting. And why? Because when I grew up, rap music was all about consciousness. All right, and we still had a good time. We could dance and move, but we learned. At the end of the party, I didn't want to go fight nobody because I just learned a whole new lesson with KRS-One or something. And I love the song and the beat, and I'm jamming, I'm breakdancing and all of that. But now in the song, when you walk into place and everybody just goes straight in and go straight to the wall and hold up the wall. They hold up the wall like hieroglyphics. Right. Everybody got a stick. Right. See what I'm saying? Because why? The first rapper that come on kill your mama, kill your daddy, sleep with your girl. I don't give a damn. I'll kill the whole globe. Pow, 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 I'm gangster.
Right.
I got all the guns. I got all the money. Now he going to go kill the neighborhood because he's saying people snitching on him. Negro, you snitched on yourself.
Right.
Why? You see what I'm saying? And that's promoted by what? The Jewish man.
Right.
You know? That right there is it's not, that's not a conspiracy. It's not a conspiracy if it's true. You see what I'm saying? You know, that's why we make ourselves fools for Christ. Because all we're doing is, we're like, how can I say it? We're like prosecutors. That's all we are.
Right.
We're like prosecutors. Christ is a judge. We're taking the information that we see in the street and we go to court and we bring out, and I do admit we're doing this, we're bringing out every filthy, disgusting crime that this bastard has done to our people.
Right.
We're excellent prosecutors. And we're bringing the information out. Meanwhile, the oppressor is doing just what they did in the case, I think it's Ahmaud, right? Aubrey, is that the case? Where they said that they don't want any Jesse Jacksons and Al Sharptons inside the courtroom? Yeah, that's it, right? Okay, yeah. The defense attorney, the white man, said we can't have these, black people, pastors coming in here like this. You gotta stop.
Right.
Because that way the client will be, he'll go to jail. He won't be free like who? Like who? Kyle who?
Rittenhouse.
Yeah. Because all you gotta do is cry and put on some alligator tears.
Right.
Well, you gotta respect that. See, a person like myself, I've grown in the truth. I respect that judge who let him go. I respect Kyle Rittenhouse. I do. I respect that. I respect it when nations stick together. I respect a nation who loves their own. That's what they're supposed to do. We're not doing what we're supposed to do.
Right.
If we were keeping the laws of God, then we wouldn't be hanging with other nations like that. We would only, right? we would only be dealing with those other nations according to commerce, merchandise, free trade, embargoes, money. That's it. We go to work, right? Hey, Miss Chinky, you want to go to the party? Hell no, I'm going on. Chilling with y'all. Y'all reckless. Right? We had a Christmas party at the break room, right? Christmas party in the break room at work. I thought it was for the children. Y'all walking around here after work, grown people now with elf hats on. Everybody passing out candy canes, got the whole place decorated. Where the children at? They at work. That's what they at. They big old children. They never grew up. Because the oppressor is a what? Foolish and childish nation.
Right.
So they raise children themselves. The only fact of the matter is we're all playing in a little sand pit, and when you hit one of them, well, they're gonna drown you in the ocean. See what I'm saying? Well, you can be Kyle Rittenhouse and you can cry and then you can get off. Because a nation loves its own. We need to learn how to love each other. Right? What happened to Bill Cosby? I'm just saying they said the man didn't do it. That ain't what I heard from Negroes when it was going down though. You see what I'm saying? I get on Clubhouse, I be in the background. And our own people was smashing him to the ground, but didn't use that same energy to say, man, I was wrong, or I shouldn't have did it. I mean, come on now. Y'all believe the white folks when he said he did it, believe the white folks when he said he didn't do it. Use the same energy and say, man, let me go on Clubhouse. Let me go and say that brother didn't do it. I apologize. Right? That's our problem. We have to stick together as a nation of people. No, we can't get along with each other if somebody's in Egyptology.
Right.
An Israelite cannot get along with an Egyptologist and plan nothing. It's not happening. You want to be a Muslim? That's cool. Right? You can like salami and bacon all you want to. I don't like that. We can't, there's no dealings with us.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? A nation has to be on one accord. It has to be one body, one spirit, one faith, one baptism, one Lord. You know what I'm saying? And every time that, like, I've grown in the truth, when I even hear them, hey brother, what's going on? I said, I don't like salami and bacon. I don't. And it's not a disrespect to my brother. That's an Israelite I'm speaking with. You know what I'm saying? But he's lost following Arab culture and religion and doctrines. Then that's what happens. You'll start to defend that against your own brother. Then you're going to start riding with Arabs. Right. They say it's not, but I used to get into it with him, but I don't even call him no more. He took him off Facebook and everything. Right? He ride with the Arabs now. The same way that the oppressor knew if he could just get us to worship the blonde-haired, blue-eyed Jesus.
Right.
Consciously, subliminally, what does that do? Go ahead.
It makes us
say it into the mic. It sounds like you got the right answer.
Like y'all, it makes us try to befriend the average white man.
Say it stronger though. What else?
We want to be friends with the oppressor.
It's more than friends. What's the word I'm looking for?
Love.
Love. That brother's spirit on that brother. Give it up for him. That's it. It makes you want to love white people because you say, man, Christ. Oh, I get it. Christ is the Messiah. He's a white man. So white people love God. That's what it is. And then the fathers and the mothers, the way they taught us, you have to go to them jobs. Come here, now, you see that white man, you have to do this, you have to do that. I know now you have, like we're changing our children from the way that they really are. To have them adapt and trim our ways, as Jeremiah 2:23 say. Why trimmeth thy ways? Did you read that? Why trimmest thy ways to seek love? That ain't following no commandments. Right? Go ahead back up.
It's like if I made too, sir, what you're saying so heavy because that's the same thing they did to our Native American brothers and sisters.
Right. In the border schools?
Yeah, with them border schools, they made them reenact the whole the killing and genocide of their people into the storyline that they wanted to push out and perpetuate, and they made their kids reenact it. So they sent them and they said the same thing you said, like, you know, I know you got to go and be with the white man, but you know, you got to do like this and do like that, and that's how they end up, you know, getting everyone to love them.
Right, hit a brother hands, right. Right, and I'm gonna add to that, right? I'm gonna sprinkle that with some pepper. You look at the end part of that, which is the documentaries. That's how it was at the beginning. At the ending, they were older now, and they were crying because they had to change their ways and how they were forced. You're talking about grown men. Can't even get a sentence out. So they, not what Kyle Rittenberg. That's scripted. That's allocated to you. These are real tears of them saying how they made them cut their hair, how they made them change their tradition and their culture, how they sent them to school and purposely miseducated them. Right? And then you got some places right now, those reservations and stuff, with bones still up under there of the Native American Indians. Right? And we have to live with that. As I said, it comes a time that where I would like somebody give me second Corinthians 11:4. This is what we have to realize, man. This scripture right here is one of my favorite scriptures, and this is how you fight your inner demons, get the unclean spirits off of you, as well as loving your brother and sister, and focusing on keeping the laws of God, all in one. All right, somebody reading when they get it, Dr. Shah.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus.
I told you 2 Corinthians 11:4. Okay, go to 10:4, Dr. Shah. But that's a good one now. Go ahead. I'm looking for the weapons.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, verse 4.
Uh-huh.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Stop right there. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Who knows what that is? For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. Go ahead.
What they're saying is basically our weapons are not carnal, meaning like we don't have to bear arms or take up arms. We don't have to go out here and fight these people. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
What we need to do is we need to separate.
That's right. Give me a hand right on time. That's right. That's what it means, right? Because the Lord is not with us right now. If we take up arms and fight, we are going to lose. Because you got Negroes, and Hispanics, and Native Indians who would be out there taking lunch breaks with a pork sandwich. You can't win no war breaking commandments. We have to keep the laws of God, because we are going to lose every battle, starting within yourself. You see what I'm saying? You have to keep the traditions of what the Lord laid down to us. We have the Feast of Dedication coming up. Get that in hand, right? So what we had the sisters cook, you know what I'm saying? And we all get together and we go ahead. You want to say something? Okay, I thought you were going to say something, right? Because Christ in John 10:20, right? You have to put it out there. Showing that we keep the Feast of Dedication. In the New Testament, body bagging. You know what I'm saying? Body bagging. So that's what's going on right now. What's going on? You good, YAHANNA? In the building, YAHANNA. It's not over 1,000, YAHANNA in the building. Yeah, so these are the things that we have to concentrate on. Don't worry about another nation. Right? Don't worry about what another nation is doing. We shouldn't even inquire and ask about what they're doing. We get in trouble for that. Right. The Lord said He's gonna get us if we do that. Right? So that's in the first 5 books of Moses. Did we finish that? Oh no, go ahead. Somebody get just have it on deck. Get Deuteronomy chapter 12, verses 29 and 30. Okay. All right, but we're gonna go ahead and read this. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal. We are not taking up physical arms. You're not gonna win like that and then go smoke a blunt afterwards. You're not gonna have rulership over our oppressor and then turn around and do the exact same thing and live the same way that they're living. It's not gonna happen. The Lord is not raising us like that. When you see a changing of the guard, that's exactly what it means. Changing of the guard means one person is taken out of rulership and another people is put into rulership because of what the rulership they've been doing. Right? So we're not going to turn around and do the same thing that our oppressor was doing. It makes no sense. Get that out of your head if you're even thinking that. You see what I'm saying? We have to live righteously. That's why the scriptures say in Proverbs 24:1, when the wicked are in rule, right, the people mourn. They like they hurting. They're looking for some righteous rulership. But when the righteous are in authority, guess what? The people rejoice. And they like, yay, they rejoice. Yes. And yes, the heathens they're going to love for us to be in authority. Oh, it's going to be painful. It'll be painful for them because they ain't going to be able to, pop Oxycontins and they ain't going to be able to kill us in the streets and go to court and cry and get off. That's not going to happen no more. They're going to have to keep the commandments, as Isaiah say. It's that 2nd chapter of Isaiah, verse 2 and 3. They're gonna have to keep it. And they're gonna flock and say, we want to go to Zion, right? We want to go to Zion and we want to be taught by Jacob, by Israel. Well, guess what? When you see us walking down the street, all right, and this won't be the star of Molech no more in your eyes. Right. It's gonna represent the law. That's right. The police. That's right. You're gonna put that blunt out. Right. I'm telling you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Here comes the law. Right? Hey, what is he wearing? I don't know. I can't see the badge, but I do see them fringes. Put the weed out. Right. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? We have on our uniform right now. You got brothers, man, that are serving the Lord with everything that they have. We're not playing in here, man. That's why people can't stay in here. That's why they got to go. Right. The Lord gonna make sure you get out of here. You got to serve the Lord. You can't be a hypocrite. You have to do the work of the Lord, or you are going to have to go. Right. The Lord gonna put the Spirit on you. You're gonna say, I graduated already. I need to go. You're gonna get yourself out. Right. Nobody gonna put you out. As a matter of fact, when you come in here, we want you to stay. Right. But the Spirit be on you, you gotta go. Because you were never a part of us to begin anyway. Right. You know what I'm saying? You were just yeah, most likely, let it handle, right. Man, you willing to fight, and I got you. You willing to fight and suffer and do that with the world. And you stay in the world. Stay in the world. You fighting to stay in the world, but you don't want to fight to stay out of the world. Then stay in the world. You're not a part of us. And listen, I appreciate you being a good example. You know what I'm saying? And showing me not what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I believe these lyrics. I don't say lyrics. I believe what they are lyrics. It's poet. It's poetry in the Bible. I believe these scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? And you have to endure to the end. If you come in here and you leave out, it's because you never transformed your life, your mind from being a Christian. That's why. You thought it was fun and games, thought we were gonna ride some go-karts, and you know, you got lost in the fashion, you know, got lost in the braids and the culture. But keeping the laws of God is a part of the culture too.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And there's a lot of people, man, are quick to tell somebody what to do. A lot of people can do that. But the battle of Armageddon starts with you. That's what it starts with. You have to change. And you got brothers in here who bring their families in here, man. You know what I'm saying? And big ups to all the brothers that bring their family and their children up in here, man. Because they know that the world cannot teach them the things that the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge can teach us.
That's right.
All right. They know that. They figured that out. And it's also an acceptance because you realize I made a lot of mistakes. And it was because I was following the ways of the heathen.
Right.
And parents who bring their children in here, they're already training their child up in the way they should go and telling them, you got one mistake. Because it changed. I think back in the day we can make maybe three, possibly three. Negro can make one mistake. That's your life.
Right.
That's your life here in America. You can't even make no mistakes.
Right.
You have to be perfect. And you can't be perfect from the womb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, I did a class on it. I didn't really teach on it, but I titled the class, I'm saying, I'm perfect, but I still make mistakes. Like, hold on, like, what does that mean? Well, I follow the laws of God, but you sent me to the store to get some bell peppers and I came back with some oranges. I made a mistake.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the law, statutes, and commandments. We make mistakes, but we can be perfect according to the law. Where there is no law, there is no sin.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you can be perfect, and it's not. Y'all know what I'm gonna say. The church says you can't keep the laws of God because it's impossible to keep the laws of God because can't nobody keep all them laws. So you mean to tell me that the Lord God of Israel is this God that gives us a set of commandments to follow? Meanwhile, he's up there saying, they ain't gonna never follow it. I done gave him stuff. Oh man, then I told them when they break them, they're gonna be in captivity. I'm gonna get their children. It's gonna be good. I done gave them stuff they can't do. That's not our God.
Right.
That's not our God. And the reason why we get in trouble, I related to this real quick for the people that never heard it online. The reason why the Lord punishes us and chastises us, if you can, a parent, and you tell your child, I'm going to work, I need these dishes washed. I need you to mop that floor too. I need you to vacuum. You know, the car out there, you're gonna be driving soon. I need you to wash that and mow the lawn. Right? Me and your mama going out of town. I always say we're going to Aruba for 2 weeks. Don't have nobody in our house. Y'all got the set of things y'all need to do. They up on the list of things to do is up there. We need this done daily.
Right.
Okay? And we got the 4-year-old son. Well, he don't need to do all that, but he can dust. So that's gonna be his job. Dust and feed the cat. That's his job. All right. It started raining in Aruba. Your daddy and mama got to come back home. They cut the vacation off a week ahead of time. They slept back in the house. Dishes ain't been washed. Trash ain't been thrown out. They ain't vacuumed. You know, they got wash me out there on the car. Somebody done fingered it and wrote, you know what I'm saying, wrote on the car, wash me, right? And the grass is sky high, knee high. And there's people in the house. Right? First of all, there's gonna be some punishment going on. They're gonna take away their privileges. Now I'm gonna ask everybody, who's gonna get in trouble? Not you, not you, who is gonna get in trouble? Is it going to be the people that's in that house that they said don't have nobody in my house? or is it going to be the children?
It's going to be the children, sir.
Why?
Because they're the ones who receive the law. I won't say the law, but the instructions on what to do. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give it to the next door neighbor's kids. Or
That's
anybody
right.
else. You know what I'm saying? He gave it to them.
Spot on. Get a brother hand. Hold on. Go ahead.
It's like if I make sure I got the precept.
Okay, hold on. And the reason, I'm gonna get it right now. And the reason why they're going to get in trouble is because it's easy to wash the car. Right. It's easy to throw out the trash and, clean up the house and wash dishes. That's easy. So because you're not doing something easy, I'm gonna whip your butt. That's how the Lord feels against us. We're like, oh, I want that shrimp. Saying no to shrimp, crab, pork, and lobster, tuna, scallops, crawfish, all that. That's not hard to do, man. You don't have to eat catfish. You don't have to eat it. You can say no. You don't have to be a homosexual. You can say no. You don't smoke weed, cigarette. You can say no. It's not hard. One thing hard is you fight your desire.
Right.
Then you blame it on God. But we're going to get that scripture too. Go ahead. You want to say something? You want the precept, then I'll get you out. Go ahead.
It's the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. Start at verse 6.
That's it, yeah.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth.
Say it again.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth.
He loved the children of Israel, so we gonna get it because we should be doing this, keeping the laws of God, and it's easy to do. Go ahead.
And scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
That's it right there. So if you're not getting chastised, if you're not receiving a judgment from the sins that you're doing, the Lord ain't love you, and you're not Israel. That's one thing right there. You're not part of the nation of Israel. All right, because the Lord let everybody out. That's how it turns out. The Lord gonna let you know. We can't do what other nations do. That's what my parents used to tell when I was, being raised. Said, son, you look a certain way and act a certain way, you can't ride no thing. What you mean, Mom? You can't do what everybody do. You can't. You already standing out. If somebody else they could do something and get in the crowd, and you can't do it. You do something. It was him right there. Right? Well, we are the children of Israel amongst these other nations. That's what the other nations do. It was them right there. I said, hold on, man, that's the same God. That's your God, ain't that? That's in the Bible too. They say, nah, that's your God. You sinned against your God. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Then once you get in trouble and come back, man, what our God say? Like, what? What our God say? You told me that I had a different God from you. Man, we all got one God. Don't worry about it. He said, okay, we have to start being smarter than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're being, hoodwinked by other nations because we are the youngest nation. All right, how about now? You had something?
Sir, if I could, I wanted to go back. It's crazy what you just said. I wanted to go back to like when you brought up the shield being the law, like when Negroes getting high and doing the sin and stuff like that. And they see us coming, with our shields on, they're like, oh, they're gonna mess, like we got to get right. But when they see, when we see the police, right, like in this kingdom, it's like the fear of them is this. It's an unrighteous, unjust, like forced on us fear. You know what I'm saying? We see them, we know we're gonna get killed. Today might be the day. Mm-hmm. He just might be a Kyle Rittenhouse today.
Right.
He might be a George Zimmerman. He might be it just might be my life to be lost today unjustly. But the fear of the Lord, when they see us coming, because we're gonna uphold the law, it's like that chastisement you just talked about. Yeah. It's a fear of righteous, just rulership.
That's right.
And I got a precept if I could.
Go ahead.
That's right. In Zechariah 1:15, it says, it says, and I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, and they helped forward the affliction. Mm-hmm. So it's like the Lord is a father to us. Right. And when we disobey, just like any parent, we are, we disappointed. But we don't hate you. Right. We just want, we're gonna do you a little punishment. I'm gonna, smack you on the behind. I'm gonna put you in the corner just to get you to understand that I really love you. Right. I want you to stop doing what you're doing. Right. But then here come the heathen come along or the oppressor come along, and they don't have no type of measurement of what's just or what's, the right punishment. Right. So they they're gonna drive the knife all the way through. They're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't they don't know their own strength. They don't care about their own strength. They want to forward the affliction to the point where now the Lord is displeased with them, and that's why they're gonna get what they for what they do to us.
Right. Give me a hand. And listen. I'm gonna sprinkle that with a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna tell you something. It's like we say this today, right? We get into it with our brother or something like that, and then somebody else comes. Hold on, boy. Me and my brother are with you. Right. This is my brother. I'm fighting my brother. Right. You ain't gonna fight my brother. You know what I'm saying? That's the way parents do. Yeah. I whoop my brother. They could call you, the teacher hit me. What the teacher? What? I'm on my way. Right. Because I'm the only one here. My children. You keep your hands off my children. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they forward the affliction by giving us a white God. They're supposed to tell us, hey, you know y'all the children of Israel, right? All you got to do is do these commandments, man. Y'all to get up out of this captivity. That's what a real brother should have done, Esau. Oppressor. That's a real brother. Because everybody knows this is no secret. This is no secret that we're the children of Israel. Right. This is the most suppressed secret. The best kept secret. Right? But everybody knows. And no other nation fits this category, right? That got a locksmith that did my lock today. He was a Jewish guy, And he's like, oh, you got the little shield of David's everywhere. You got them on your hands, your car. I said, yeah, I'm a Jew. You're a Jew, I am too. I said, man, listen. It's doing my car right now. Let's say, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. I was like, boy, listen here. Listen, the Bible is a living word. Because after we got through today, let's say I almost persuaded him to be an Israelite. Let's say it like that. Okay. Listen. Like Paul did King Agrippa. He said, you almost persuaded me to be a Christian. Yeah, I went in. I'm saying you have to. Yeah, the scriptures say, you have to be. Well, I know what it is. It's Matthew 5:25. But you have to. And that's also like these are laws that we don't understand. People think the laws in the beginning. The laws are all through the Bible, from cover to cover, from Genesis to Revelation. There's laws all through there. It's ordinances. It's statutes. You see what I'm saying? And that's what we have to understand. It says what's Matthew 5:25? Yeah.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25. Agree with thine adversary quickly.
Oh, I did what with the Jewish man today?
Agree with thine adversary quickly.
That's right.
Keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
Whilst thou art in the way with him.
Yeah, because I needed him.
Right.
I needed him. Right. And because I did that, he cut me a deal, and he's gonna try to get me a little remote control, to work on my car and all that stuff, because he thinks that we're both Jewish. You see what I'm saying? And his name was Moshe. I was like, okay, yeah, we say Mashah, but I get, what I'm saying? I get it. And then I did a little bit of the prayer. He goes, he said Bashemayim, that's close, And he spoke the Yiddish stuff. I was like, yeah. I was trying to be into it, y'all. I did it, you know what I'm saying? I'm grown, boy. I wanted to say, listen, I don't give a damn who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna call a black man for help out my truck. But we're not there yet. You know what I'm saying? We're absolutely not there yet. But that's what the Lord wants. It's just like when you have to go to work on the Sabbath, right? You don't want to go. We're in captivity. You go. That's what the Lord want to feel. He'll be like, ooh, get that buddy, boy. Like, I gotta go to work, man. I'm saying, I don't want to. That's what you're saying. I don't want to go to work. You see what I'm saying? Because going to work on a Sabbath, you know what I'm saying, is not keeping these commandments. I'm getting ready to go work, and I'm doing servile work, right? And so as long as you feel bad about doing it, then you don't have to worry about it, right? Right? But we have to keep the laws of God. There's no point in time to where we say, well, today, hold on, I'm old, it's Thanksgiving. I ain't seen, Grandma Ethel in 15 years. She from Ohio. I'm gonna go over here to my mama's house. I'm doing this. I'm gonna do this for Grandma, right? Somebody give me Matthew 10 and 37. I'm gonna show you don't do that. Now it's getting ready to get real, right? Okay, I got you, Uriah. Yeah, so now it's getting ready, getting ready to get real, right?
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 37.
Okay.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
Stop right there. Read that again.
He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me.
He that loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Who said that? Was it just some disciple? Or who said that? What color are those words that you read?
Red.
They in red. Anybody know what that means? Go ahead. How you give the mic?
It's Christ speaking.
That's Christ speaking. Right? Right? So we following the words of Christ. That's what Christ said. Christ said what? You're not supposed to love the Lord more than you love your father or your mother. It doesn't mean you don't love them. Let me clarify that. Right? It doesn't mean that you don't love your father or your mother. It means that if you know celebrating Christmas is wrong, then you don't indulge with your father and mother. You let them know, I serve the Lord. I'm not going to do that, but I still love you all. But I don't love you more than I love the Lord, because I know the punishment and the judgment for celebrating a pagan holiday. They may not know, they may not be there yet. Don't mean tear the house down and pull out the gun and start shooting. It means for you to continue to show by example how you are. You don't tell nobody how you want to be treated. You show somebody how you want to be treated. That's the way it works. You don't tell you. That would be great if we could tell our children they'll do it. Children don't do what you say. They do what you do. Right. That's what children do. Right? All right, so now continue to read that verse because it's going to get a little bit deeper.
And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me.
And he that loves, now it's personal. Now you got women get mad. What? Right? He who loves a son or a daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Right? I got children. My life was hard because I was not celebrating pagan holidays, but I was caught up in different other religions. But I knew that I shouldn't be doing that, but I didn't have anything to back it up. That's a hard life right there. When the baby mother takes your children and stuff away from you because you're not celebrating holidays. They think you're weird, they think you're crazy. They think you're 5150. They think you MHMR. They think you short yellow bus. Because you don't want to indulge in what the slave master is doing. You know it's wrong, but you can't explain it. That's a hard life. That's why I thank the Lord God of Israel for bringing me to the I.S.U.P.K. because now I have the same Bible that my parents grew up on. Now I have some ammunition to say, I wasn't wrong, you're wrong. It says don't celebrate that. I knew it. The same book that you were reading the whole time, but you're caught up in Christianity. Christianity, or you can celebrate a pagan holiday. Because Christianity is white supremacy. You see what I'm saying? It's white supremacy. So their job is to make the children of Israel do what? Huh? Go ahead.
Sin against their God.
Sin against our God. Sin against the God of Israel. Right? Somebody hold that to, you can hold it. Get Judith. Chapter 5, verse 20, 21. Oh, you kind of knew it, huh?
Oh, God, sir.
Look at that. Brother Austin can't, y'all better back up. Y'all sleeping on ATX. You know what I'm saying? Y'all sleeping on ATX, y'all sleeping on Killeen. They don't know what's up. The Killeen camp on fire, you know what I'm saying? San Antonio, Rio Grande, down in Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give it up to Capiatas out, man, for raising up this Texas, man. Straight up, real talk, man. That's how you do it, right? Excuse me, like, and the Houston camp, so lucky. I want to get mad about Houston camp to fire me up, man. I get a call from Gabawar and Officer Shapat and Officer Gabawar. Man, I heard you say everything to Houston, man. What's the deal? Lord, I'll be on the phone with Officer Tazadot. God, Lord. Yeah, okay, so now, so read that scripture when you get it out.
It's the book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
But if there be no iniquity in their nation,
right,
let my Lord now pass by.
Right.
Lest their Lord defend them, and their God be for them.
Right.
and we become a reproach before all the world.
You see that? So what, was that 20 or 21?
That's 21.
Oh yeah, read verse 20.
Verse 20.
Right.
Now therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God.
You see that? Hold on. We are separate. You see that? Judith chapter 5, verse 20 and 21. That's why I want you to start at 20. So they know that our God is different from their God. And their purpose is right. He's saying, look, if there's error in them, if they are not following those commandments, we got power over them. We got them. If we can make them sin against their God, we got them. Listen, man, this scripture is in the Bible. That's why Reverend Popejob and Deacon Bacon and Pastor Sausage and Sister Swan need to close the goddamn Christian church down. That's right. All right? Because this is in the Bible. And this is what's going to raise us as a nation of people. So you won't think that you different from blacks or blacks, Hispanics. We think we different nations of people.
Right.
When we really the same nation of people going through the exact same problems and have one common enemy, which is the so-called white man. Right? This is why they don't want us to know this. Continue to read, bro.
If there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
You see that? If we sin against the God of Israel, that's over for us. We don't have nobody to defend us. That's why I had Y.A.H.A.N.Na read where it says the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right.
You ain't picking up no AK-47, no 40 Glock, no 223, no HK or whatever you want to pull up and go shoot no damn white man.
Right.
It's not happening. They were blessed with the sword. They were blessed with guns in the military. They're also blessed with cunningness.
Right.
They slick. They'll howdy, and that's how they did the Native American Indian.
Right.
Right? He's a snake. A snake is somebody that can get close to you and get up under you, and they have what? They got plans to overthrow you.
Right.
Blacks and Hispanics, Native Indians, we don't think like that unless it's our own people.
Right.
Then we think like that. I'm telling you, you ask the average Black and Hispanic Native Indians, when they growing up, the children, when they growing up, and their mind starts to change, they're like, man, I don't trust nobody, man. I done been through stuff. I don't trust nobody. When they saying that, they talking about their own people and the experiences that they had, right? But if you grew up in a Black Hispanic neighborhood, then who are the people that messed over you the most? Black and Hispanic people.
Right.
But if you grew up in River Oak somewhere, off of Indo and all that places over there off of Galleria area, then you'd be like, man, I don't like white folks, man. Why? Because that's who you grew up with.
Right.
Well, I grew up like that because I attended all white schools. Damn. See what I'm saying? And they teased the mess out of me about how dark I was, everything else. Right? And the things I learned as a child from white schools affected me when I grew up. You see what I'm saying? So if you have Black and Hispanic children, don't send them to white schools thinking they got better computers and a better education system.
Right.
You're sending them around white children. You see what I'm saying? Who have no morals, man. Okay? None. I already experienced that. And when you're young, at a very impressionable age, your children are going to pick that up, bring it back to the house, and daddy and mama, hold on. What is you doing? Where you get that from? Got it from them children at school. That's where they got it from. You discipline and chastise your child, but they don't discipline and chastise that child because that's their nature and how they are. Right. All right, now read verse 21.
It's a little bit more left on 20.
All right, go ahead. Slaki, go ahead.
Let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
You see that? Let them go up, and we got them now because they sinning against their God. Let's go and overthrow them. All right, and other nations, overthrow don't mean I'll overthrow you when they take off their hat. All right, we won. Listen, man, this ain't no paintball game, man. They overthrowing you forever as long as they can to suppress you, your grandfather, your great-grandfather, all the way down to your children, and they working on your seed. If they come out, Planned Parenthood. If they come out, Margaret Sanger. You see what I'm saying? And that's one thing our oppressor knew, that he just can't gun us down and kill us all in the street. It look like they're trying to, but they just can't gun us down and kill us down in the street. They knew that they could get rid of us faster and quicker and more efficient by killing us in the womb with abortions. Over 350,000 abortions last week, man. I'm sorry, last year by Black and Hispanic women. Do you think they want to kill their children? No. Do you think they want to do a plan B? No. The ones I speak to, they always tell me, I can't afford it. Right? So we're in a condition where we can't even have children, and we're killing them because they feel that they can't afford it.
Right.
This is hell. That's hell, man.
Right.
Meanwhile, you got our oppressor. They're having children. Asians too. I gotta throw them in on this, right? The Asians also, right? And why am I talking about Asians right now? Why I'm talking about white folks right now? You know why? Because they are the ones on Medicaid. They're the ones on public housing. They're the ones on government stamps and all that. Well, they stopped stamps, right? No, they did. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, but they're the ones on government assistance. You can put it up right now. Right? It's more percentage of white America that's on government assistance. And guess what? That's no surprise. Because they created it for their own people. But what do they purport? They give crazy numbers and they predicate what? Oh, black people, they're always on welfare. Always using the government. I ain't gonna pay taxes for them. Right? That lie is equivalent to blacks put black people in slavery. Africans were the ones who sold the Jews, us Negroes, in slavery.
Right.
I ain't seen that one sign on an auction block that said African for sale. I've never seen one, but I have seen Negro for sale. I've seen them because Negroes are not Africans and Africans are not Negroes.
Right.
But Africans are what? Hamites. That's another nation. That's what you only learn in the Israelite school of UPK. You don't learn that at Houston, University of Houston. You're not gonna learn that at the University of Texas. You're not gonna learn that at Houston Tillerson and Texas Tech and University of California. They're not gonna teach you your nationality for what? For you to wake up and for you to only deal with your nation of people. And guess what? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with keeping the commandments? What's wrong with keeping the laws of God? God said, don't deal with other nations like that. Don't inquire about their gods. We know that we can trace every holiday, every pagan holiday, we can trace it back to a God. You're serving their gods. Let's go ahead and prove that. Did anybody finish? You finish that?
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world.
So they're going to be shamed. If our Lord is by us and we're not sinning, that means that the Lord is going to protect us. I don't care if it's 50,000 of them and 400 of us. On the cool, that's how the Lord wanted. The Lord don't want us outnumbering them. He wants you to show the Lord's work.
That's right.
That's why David got in trouble for trying to number the amount of people he was with. You got checked for that, man. King David did that. Somebody get Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 29 and 30. You got me peeling these off the top of the dome. Go ahead. First one, get it considered. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 29. Now, mind you, this is the laws of Moses. It's in the first 5 books of Moses. This is Deuteronomy.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, verse 29. When the Lord thy God shall cut off the nations from before thee, whither thou goest to possess them, and thou succeedest them, and dwellest in their land. Take heed to thyself.
You better watch yourself. Take heed, mean you better check yourself. You better pay close attention and observe your surroundings. Keep going.
That thou be not snared by following them.
That thou be not snared by following them. One of the brothers know what, raise your hand if you know what snare means. Go ahead, YAHANNA.
Like the trapper
That's exactly what it means. Man, brother trooper. Right. The word snare means a trap. You set a snare like a bear trap, right? You set a snare for them. There's snares set up for us right here in America, right? And it's called, if you know anything about the Christian codes of 1724, right? Those Christian codes are still like, you can't have us congregating on a corner with the same colors on.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Else that's ground. Yeah. See, you looking surprised. That's grounds for the cops to pull up on you. Right? They do it anyway when we don't have the same colors. It's called stop and frisk. And they passed that law. Right? Like I said I was getting ready to do research. Somebody can research it if they want to. I'm trying to find out, you can Google it, when they started pulling us over. When did cops legally have the right to pull us over in America? I think it's what, 1930? And they say like they have to know who we are because they could be looking for somebody with a crime. They ran game in order to do that because they wasn't pulling us over on the street. Now they just pull us over on the street and check for ID and check for this. Now they're not looking for nobody. Now they're saying if you got registration and I like that. White man, he lies, man. It's one lie that catapults after another. He's the father of lies, manipulation, the cunningness. That's an attribute and a character to let you know he is Esau in the Bible. Right? Continue to read that verse, right?
After that, they be destroyed from before thee, and that thou inquire not after their good, after their gods.
That's right. Read it like it say that we require what?
Not after their gods.
So we're not supposed to inquire after their gods. How do we inquire after their gods? Continue to read.
Saying, how did these nations serve their gods?
That's our problem right there. We ride by, right? We see First Ebenezer Baptist Church, Holy Salvation sitting on the rock. I wonder what they're doing in there, man. Remember, Grandma Ethel's home from Ohio. You ain't seen her in 15 years. They going to church. Well, I'm an Israelite, I'm just going to church with them. Man, don't go in there.
Right.
Church is the house of Satan.
Right.
You don't go in there, and what's worse than that is, well, I ain't going. I let my son or my daughter go with them. Don't do that. You're supposed to protect them. Hell no, they don't go. That's the oppressive thing. You need to let the children play. Let the children do what they no, because the children grow up. And what they try to do is manipulate them at that age. So when you get ready to tell them to come to the school of UPK and they 13, 14, 15, they're already under the assumption that, well, mama crazy anyway, because you didn't raise them and train them, right? So if you didn't raise and train your child, then they're going to look at you kind of crazy if you really want to serve the Lord. Right. Because they used to serve it Christianity style, which is I'm a sin, then I'm going to go to church and I'm going to repent. Then I'm going to go out and I'm going to go sin again. Then I'm going to go back to church. I'm going to cry real good because I sin real good during the week. I'm shaking that thing on Saturday, dropping it like it's hot. Now I want you to sprinkle some holy water on me. It's communion. You know what I'm saying? So I'm drinking some wine that represents the blood. All right, I'm eating some crackers. They dry, so I'm gonna need some more wine. I'm gonna need some more cranberry juice, grape juice. So I'm in there with a hangover, eating the bread that's supposed to represent the body. Just in there eating them up, doing a cannibalistic ritual, following behind the oppressor. Right. That ain't nowhere in the Bible. Now, if you go to the so-called white man and his interpretation, he'll say, sure, you can go to John 6:55, and it talks about Christ says it himself. He said the words are in red, right? He says, drink of me and eat of me. Here, drink this wine, it's my blood. Drink this bread, and shut up, white man. You don't know the Bible, man. Right. You don't know it. And our people, it's high time right now to wake up out of sleep and stop listening to the oppressor. Right. Tell you anything about the Bible. It was written by black people. It has nothing to do with white people. It has nothing to do with East Indians. It has nothing to do with Africans. It has nothing to do with Asians. It has nothing to do with any other nation on the planet other than the 12 tribes, the lost tribes who are so-called blacks Hispanics, Native Indians, West Indians from North, Central, and South America. Once you learn that, you're now you're keeping the laws of God. Right? Now it says not to inquire by them, right? How are we inquiring? Keep reading.
Saying, how did these nations serve their gods? Even so will I do likewise. Verse 31, thou shalt not do so unto the Lord thy God, for every abomination to the Lord which he hateth have they done unto their gods.
Stop right there, because they got a little bit more. Every abomination, right, that they have done to God, he hate. First of all, I said God don't hate. God hate that. He said it right there. Right? Every abomination, the Lord hates that. Right? It's telling you, anybody know the abomination, what is the definition, biblical definition of abomination? What is an abomination? Because that's said quite often throughout the Bible. Yeah, y'all like some of that grape juice if you could. Why? It's calling my name. Go ahead.
This is the Google Dictionary definition of abomination. A thing that causes disgust or hatred.
Right? Which is, the Bible explains itself, right? Because the Lord said what? I hate right after that. With every abomination he hated. Now, a definition of it, let's go. I'm gonna give you a definition. But that was good though. An abomination is a filthy, disgusting sin that is punishable up to death. You can receive death for it. Why? Right? That's what an abomination is. Right? You could die from it.
Right.
Like little sin, big sin, you can die from it. It's not if it's a little sin or a big sin, is if you know and you are now willingly going to go sin after you heard the truth. That's why you get messed off. The Lord ain't playing with you. The Lord ain't playing with me. The Lord ain't playing with none of us. Right. Our daddy is not some oppressor, pale skin with a toga on, with the shoulder off, looking sexy, with a rope around his waist, with some sandals on, going around hugging women and kissing little babies. That's not the God of this, but that's not Christ. That's not Christ in the Bible. It's not. Right. That's not the spirit of this Bible. That's a Catholicism spirit. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. That's a child molesting spirit. Right. You understand that? All right. So what else did it say? Give me some more. So it says the Lord hates every abomination that we do. Now watch the end part. Keep going.
For even their sons and their daughters they have burnt in the fire to their gods.
It says even their sons and their daughters. They don't give a damn about their children. Right? They have burnt in the fire. What is burnt in the fire? You celebrate birthdays. I'm trying to modernize it so you know. You celebrate birthdays. And what do you do with the candles? You have to do what to them? You gotta light them up, right? You gotta set them on fire. You know why? Because you're burning sacrifice to their gods. That's why. Fire has to happen. You gotta light fire. Right? You think you're not burning God? You out there doing 4th of July? You serving other gods. You got to burn fire to cook. Right? Every one of their holidays, you in there burning fire cooking.
Christmas.
You know what I'm saying? What's that?
Christmas with the candles.
Yeah. Oh, Christmas. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Christmas. You got to burn candles. Put it everywhere and put the eggnog everywhere and put on, well, black people put on old Michael Jackson. Because I don't even like the song. Michael Jackson get on that singing, boy. I almost have to backslide. Michael Jackson. Santa Claus coming to town. Santa, my jam. I'm like, hold on, I'm tripping. It sounds so good. It sounds so good. It gets you in the Christmas spirit. Right? So what do? They use us to influence us. And let they do it. That's why when they're looking for some leadership, what do? Don't go get Commanding General YAHANNA, whatever. Don't go get him. Go get Steve Harvey. Go get a comedian.
Damn, right. Dean Gregory.
Go get a rapper. You know what I'm saying? You got the hand. I know you're going to say something. Go ahead.
It's like if I may say what you're saying so heavy too, because if you look at the, you know, the TV programming that they push to you,
right,
it's always our like sitcoms. You see, they always got a holiday special, or they always pushing this. That. You know, we the main ones celebrating their holidays, but they keep regurgitating it back to us, so they wanted us to think that it's our culture.
right, right. And guess what? Get brother hand, man. They want us to think that it's our culture. That's why a lot of us think that what? We're one nation.
Right.
And if you think that you're one nation, you're gonna say, man, them niggas was crazy, man, on them corners, man. Dressing in them Power Ranger suits and them medieval costumes. That white boy, that white girl, that's my brother. We're together. We're all one nation. We're here in America. Okay, I will give you that. You are here in America, and your citizenship is the same. You cannot confuse your citizenship with your nationality. Those are separate. All of us are Americans by default. We were born here. I accept that, right? I am an American citizen. I also think like Paul did. Because Paul said, what? I am a Jew from Tarsus, Syria. He knew the difference between, because later on he said, what? I'm a Roman. Right? If a firing squad get ready to, you know, bury me down, I'm saying, hold up. I got children. Yeah, my children just getting back in my life on the cool. So I'm gonna tell them, hold up, man, we all Americans. Y'all look at me talking about officer one. I'm saying, man, just follow my lead. Follow me. We're all Americans here, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna be that. Right? I am. I ain't breaking no commandments by telling the truth. But I will go out like them 7 brothers did in Book of Malachi.
Right.
Now they put us up against the wall and be like, yeah, I know you're Americans. If we're Americans, eat this pork. Well, you got me, man. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm putting my wrist out of my tongue now. You can go, you know, dismember me and, you know, put scaldrons on me and everything else, because I'm not gonna break the commandments.
That's right.
I'd rather go back and then come back and be reincarnated, because I know that we would. Just like the brother said, what? I know we suffer because of our sins. So if you really love your brother, let me conclude. If you really love your brother, your sister, and you know for a fact that we're in the condition because we're sinning, and you know the truth, then you should not be sinning. If you sin, you don't love your brother or your sister, because you could be the reason why Christ ain't came yet. Made it personal, didn't I? Right. You could be the reason. That's why Captain Yatazar tells the 5,000s all the time. He said it in a circle sometime when we circle up. Whatever you're doing, and it's against the law of God, stop it right now. Whatever you're doing, and only you know what you're doing, stop it. Because you're going to get jammed up. Because everything in the darkness, what? Everybody knew that. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. Everything in the darkness comes to light, you're going to get jammed up. And the Lord is a loving God and a forgiving God. And, you know, what? Yeah, everybody changed the countenance on their face. Y'all all right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, all right. I said that over. Uh-oh. Everybody like they got sleepy all of a sudden. Oh, man. You see what I'm saying? All right, is it a little bit on that verse, though?
That's the end of the verse out of wine.
Yep, that is.
Kind.
Okay, cool. So now, give me the verse I'm looking for. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. We're going to break this down and conclude this. I appreciate everybody online following along with the class today. I do have to get, if I can, do a shameless plug. I have to get Boot Up and Shut Up Radio started with Priest and Captain 13,000 YAHANNA, y'all. You know what I'm saying? From 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Every Sunday. It's a lot.
That's right.
All right.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17.
Read.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am come to destroy, Salakia. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
That is a body bag, period. And what color are those words?
Red, sir.
They are in red. And what does that mean?
That's Christ speaking.
That's Christ. That's Yahweh speaking, right? That's Christ, who they known as Jesus Christ. Christ said, I have not come to destroy the law or the prophets, meaning all the prophets before him in that Old Testament,
Right.
who were telling us to keep the law.
Right.
Christ didn't come to destroy that either. That right there is one body. He said, I am not, then he said it twice, right? He was like a black brother, right? I have not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Christianity is like, brother, that's a scripture, brother. You cut yourself. Fulfill. It's over with. I can just do what I want to do. Pass that poke. Right? Because Christ did it. He died for me. I'm special. Christ ain't nothing. He died for me. I'm the one. That's what you think as a Christian. Well, let's go ahead and go to the Blue Letter Bible. Go look up the word fulfill. You already have it. Look up the word fulfill. Tell them G whatever, because New Testament is written in Greek. So it's going to be G, blah, 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 the numbers out, and read Roman numbers 1, 2, and 3 to find out what the word fulfill really means. Let's find that out. All right. All right. To all the Clubhouse listeners, I know y'all love this. I already sent it to you, YAHANNA, earlier, all right? Okay.
This is the strong concordance of plural.
Yeah.
G4137.
It's G4137, right?
G4137.
Okay, go ahead, read it.
Plural of matters of duty to perform.
Okay, hold on. So now when you read it, just say 1, 2, and 3 so I know where you're going, all right? All right, read 1 again.
1 of matters of duty to perform or execute.
So he executed. He performed the duty. Christ executed. He did it. Performed the duty. He showed us how to keep the commandments. That's what that's saying. Because he's not a hypocrite. So he has to execute and perform it and do it himself. People don't do what you say. They do what you do. Christ knew that. Continue to number 2.
2 of sayings, promises, prophecies to bring pass, ratify, accomplish.
So he accomplished what he did. He ratified, right? He accomplished what he had to do, the promises, right? He stuck to everything that he said that he was going to do, which would show us how to keep the commandments, right? While he was living. He did that. He accomplished that. Christ did it. Here's the other side to that. Keep going. Hey, somebody give me Philippians 4:13. Go ahead.
3 to fulfill, i.e. to cause God's will as made known in the law.
So i.e. means for example. So read it again and say for example.
3 to fulfill, for example, to cause God's will as made known in the law, to be obeyed as it should be.
That's the body. Read it one more time, man. Listen, take your time and read it. I really want the people to hear that. Go ahead.
3 to fulfill, for example, to cause God's will.
To cause God's will. Go ahead.
As made known in the law.
As made known in the law. So it's specifying what God's will is. As made known in the law. Keep going.
To be obeyed as it should be.
Oh man, I love this truth. So listen, to be obeyed as it should be. So he ratified it, he accomplished, he executed it, he performed it, so you could do it. That's what they're saying. You saying? As made known in the law. I'm doing this so you'll do this, the law, so you'll follow the law. That's what he fulfilled. There's no way around that. Get a truth in hand, man. Now, go ahead.
Before you get that Philippians, sir, and if I could give a quick analogy.
Go ahead.
If you know we street guys, right? So if I took a charge from my homeboy and it caused the death penalty, like it's a death penalty charge, I took that for you so that you can be free.
Right.
I didn't take that for you so that you can go out and commit the same type of crime. So now that you can end up, I didn't die. I'm not giving my life up so that you can be free, so that you can go back and commit the same crime just to get locked up and you die too. I gave my life for nothing.
Man, give my hand. Good night. I'll be using it, that count. All right, so give me Philippians 4:13. Now, and the reason, before you read it, study it real good. I want you to read it good. The reason why I'm going here, because church Christians rather, they say, can't nobody do the law. Can't nobody do the law. It's impossible to do all of it. Right? They don't have the spirit of Christ. And we're going to find out right here. Philippians 4:13. And you can find this on the church marquees around Houston. You'll be outside on a little digital marquee or either the marquee. But you have to, take the little thing and put them up there. This right here, I've seen it out there before. Go ahead.
This is Philippians chapter 4, verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me.
Yeah, read a little bit lower because we know how they count. Relax.
Oh, Lord.
I appreciate the spirit though. That brother right there be accounts. All right, go ahead.
It's Philippians chapter 4, verse 13. I can do all things through Christ which strengthens me.
So if you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, not some things, right? It didn't say all things, right?
All things.
Okay, then all things is following all the commandments. And because it's not a burden, they're not hard to do. Now let's go ahead and get that real fast. Some of the officers should know that. I'm not even calling it out. All right. So officers know where you sitting on it?
I think I do know, sir.
You think?
1 John 5:3.
Did the brother say you think or did you know?
I know it, sir.
Okay, let's get it, because listen, the UPK we know our. All right, go ahead.
This is 1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
So you claim you love God, church Christians. It said this is the love of God. Damn what you say love is. The Bible has a definition of what love is. Love ain't a good feeling. Ooh, we sitting on the curvy couch under these little snuggy blankets and we looking at Netflix and popping. Oh, I love it. That's not love. I know you want to say it's love, but it's not. Okay? Love is if you're doing what each other are saying to do. That's love. Right? You got a man in the crib, woman got to go out to work all the time. She say, babe, that's when you just wash the dishes and do the, cool. You come back, ain't nothing done. She's like, damn. She go out again. She tell him again, guys need to do this. She's telling him to do this. Every time she tell him to do something, she go out and work and bust her butt, come home. The things that she's asking him to do, they're not done. She gonna pull up to the side and she'll put us, say, come here, baby. Come on. Do you love me? Yeah, baby, I love you. Well, why in the hell you ain't doing what I'm saying do? Love only goes so far. Tina Turner told you that. What love got to do with it? Love is an action word. You have to perform, execute the promises. Okay, execute the promises, right? As made known in the law. That's what you have to do. You have to fulfill it like Christ did. And when you all are doing and respecting each other and doing what each other are saying to do, that's what love is, right? So read it again.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Mm-hmm.
For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
Keep going.
And his commandments are not grievous.
His commandments are not grievous. Somebody look at the word grievous. Right? No, this is Google. Look at the word grievous and Yabakan, you can okay, you can the word grievous. You can pull it from me. No, pull up John 14:15. John 14:15.
This is the Google Dictionary definition of grievous.
Okay.
Of something bad, very severe or serious.
Mm-hmm.
His death was a grievous blow.
Right. So does it have any similars to it? Read some of those.
Similar, serious, severe, grave, bad, critical, dreadful, terrible, awful, painful, agonizing, and hurtful.
So that's perfect. So it's not hurtful to you. It's not agonizing. It's not painful. It's not difficult to do. You can do the commandments. You can. That's why I gave the analogy earlier. You can take the trash out. You can take the trash out. You can wash the dishes. You can mop the floor. You can go mow the lawn. You can dust. Doing your chores, doing the commandments, doing the laws, following what the authority is telling you to do something, that's not hard to do.
Right.
It's not difficult. It's not. That's according to the Bible. And that's what love is. And nothing else. Right? So now the church Christians say what? I love me some Jesus. I love Jesus. Jesus is my man. I love Jesus. All right, so Christ spoke, when he spoke what? His words what? He was the truth, right? That's what it say. Like he was the word, in the beginning was the word, and the word was the truth. Right? He's the word of God. So let's find out what Christ said. The words are in red. Officer Hobby now has it. We're gonna find if you love Christ like you say you do. Let's find out what Christ check you and say. He's gonna tell you what love is. Go ahead.
Come. This is the book of John, chapter 14, verse 15. If ye love me.
If ye what?
If ye love me.
If ye what?
If ye love me.
Read.
Keep my commandments.
Shalom. Christ said that. If you love me, you're gonna keep my commandments. Meanwhile, everybody, and that's in the New Testament, right? That's in the book of John, right? Well, that's in the first 5 books, the gospel. The gospel, John. And he said, yeah, if you love me, keep my commandments. That's what it is. All right. So listen, I think that's it. All right. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close out with that. All right. And I'm gonna pass the class over to Trooper Yabakan for the security announcements. All right. All right, correct.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means 10th in the Hebrew. Mayasharah, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to Treasury Department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Feast of the Dedication, Hanukkah, 25th day of the 9th month, by the space of 8 days. Sunday, 28th of November, 2021, for 8 days. First Maccabees, 4 and 52 through 61. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And this concludes the security announcements.
All right. All right. With that being said, Wapanya Hakwadam, Imagine, stand. Then we turn, right?
Okay.
Right. All right. Then it's Wapanya Hakwadam.
We would just be sorry.
That's right. I'm a Hebrew Academy instructor. Just be sorry. I want to say it so bad. All right. So we're gonna we're gonna go ahead and face the east. All right. And say a prayer. Everybody repeat after me. Abanaw. Shabbat Shemayim. Wadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malak Bakah. Taba'ah. Atazaka. Hayah. I.S.U.P.K. Baratazah. Hawa.
Ayah, Bashamayim, Latanawa, Lakam, Call, Yawam, Basalak Yanawa, Babawak Yanawa, Basalak Nawa, Babawak Yanawa, Wala'a, Dabaya'a Nawa, Balasaya Wan, Abal, Hawashah Nawa, Mayan, Ra, Maya, Lakam, Amalakwa, Waha'Allah, Wahatapa'ara, La'awalamya, Aman. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Saw it. Face the front. We have one courtesy salute to the teacher. Men of Israel. Ahmad Shabbat. Ahmad Barak.
YAHANNA Yahushua.
Saw it. Sister. Oh, sister. Yajimatah. Saw it. One courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak,
Yahushua Yahushua.
All right. Yajimatah, dismiss. All right.